Hi, I'm Luke Sevcik with the Wacker Neuson University, and in this video we're going to go through the brand new HSH3000 hydronic ground heater from Wacker Neuson. Well, looking at the front, you're going to have two different trailering options. One is going to be a 2-inch ball or a 3-inch pintle hitch. You also will have a flip-up tongue for easy storage on the job site or in the yard. We have two locking doors. They swing all the way open and lock into place, or you can pull them off the hinges like if you're familiar with any of our larger mobile generators. Now, looking inside the front of the machine, you're going to see that we have several different components. The overall design hasn't changed, but it's much more user-friendly. We're still going to use a lot of the same components we had in the E3000 if you're familiar with that machine, including the Beckett burner. So behind the Beckett burner is where your turbulators are going to be located. So when you do your annual cleanouts, you're simply removing a couple bolts, pull a burner off, and then you can get access to that. If you have a premium edition, you're going to have a changeover valve here that you can open and close if you're going to have any type of exterior fuel tank. So this is going to be part of the premium package. We'll show all the different package components. There's 3 different packages to choose from. They're pretty simple to outline as far as choosing your right machine for your job site. Also included, you're going to have the Tiger Loop. This is a de-aeration system for the fuel. So you're basically pre-treating the fuel to de-aerate it before it goes into the burner for fuel efficiency. So underneath the Beckett burner, you're going to find there's a hose valve. That's for draining the HTF tank. All right, so now going clockwise from the front of the machine, I'm going to start up here. We've got a locking fuel cap. The way you unlock this is you simply pull this tab and then turn this out, and then you can put your fuel in here. Diesel fuel goes into this unit. Check your operator's manual for different types during the different types of the season, depending on the outdoor temperature. This again, you've got a male and female connection port for an external tank. This is going to be part of the premium package along with that changeover valve that you saw on the front of the machine. All right, for easy access to get to the top of the machine, we have a step integrated to get up onto the fender here, which has a grip tape to the surface of it. What you have here is going to be your breather vent for the HTF tank. And then we also have the standard lift point centered on the machine if you need to crane this to, say, a bridge height or something to that location. All right, so behind the first door here, you're going to have your Relco diesel engine paired with your McCulty alternator. And since this is designed for cold weather environments, we're also going to have the preheater for the coolant, preheater for the oil pan, and there's also a preheater for the battery. It's going to be a battery blanket. Everything needs to be plugged in order for them to function. All right, so now for the central panel here, you've got your emergency stop switch. Always check this before you actually do operation of the machine. And then you also have your toggles here at the top and bottom. This is going to be full machine toggle breaker, and then this one's going to be for the receptacle located here. This receptacle is again going to be optional with the premium package. This is another 120 volt duplex outlet, and again here is the toggle for the breaker for that. If you have this package with the premium package and you're running this off of shore power, where you're going to be plugging into these 120 volt 20 amp dedicated circuits on the right and left here, this will not function. This will only function in generator mode, so keep that in mind. If you're going to go with shore power, where you're plugging into both of these units here, you need to have it dedicated from 2 different lines because it does draw that great of a current in order to function the machine. So now I mentioned that we've got shore power and generator power, so this is where your shore power outlets will be plugged into. Here is your selector. The selector is very important to note that this should only be turned when the machine is not functioning. So you can change it to either generator mode or shore power mode. They're easily labeled. Also be sure to read the operator's manual, but again, the machine should be completely off before turning this switch. So as mentioned earlier, we have a preheat system built into this. Here are going to be your plugs. This is going to be for oil pan heater and then for the battery blanket. So outside of the preheat system, you also have the valve here to open and close for when you're doing any type of heat transfer fluid or HTF back to the machine in case you had some type of leak or repair. There's a process to this. It's actually in the university to check that out. But it's simply as throwing this off. Now we cut the flow from the tank to the unit. And also you have located here your dedicated filters for HTF, which would be for the left and right side of the machine. All right, so at the rear of the machine, open up the locking door here. On the right hand side, this is going to be your hose for doing any type of HTF refill. Simply opening and closing this valve. There are instructions on how to do this in the operator's manual and in the university. All right, so what we have here then is we've got the human interface controller. Actually behind this panel here is where the deep sea electronic controller is going to be. So we're talking from this to that unit behind there. This is going to be your main power source. So anytime you're starting the machine, this is going to be your main power on, whether it's going to be in a generator mode or shore power mode. You're also going to find this is where our ID indicator is going to be for the serial tag on it, when it was built, and what the machine is, along with the operating weight. So now that I've got power on here, we do have part of the premium package again. You're going to have some very bright 240 watt LED lights for any type of dark locations. And you also have interior switches. So this switch here turns on a light for left and right side so you can see if there's any types of leaks or if you're pulling hose out during operation. And it also lights up the front light in the front of the machine. So as you can see here, we have a solid green light. This means that the machine is on and ready to function. If the machine is on and actually functioning, whether it's going to be in a manual mode, a cure mode, or a thaw mode, this green light will be flashing. If it's flashing different patterns, say a red to a green to a red to a green, check your operator's manual for troubleshooting for that section. So we're not in any type of selection as far as actually running this off a generator or shore power, but just to give you an idea of what this looks like, this is going to be your thaw mode where you indicate the temperature of it. Now we're not going to be able to do that at this point here, but then if we want to turn it off, here's your stop sign so we can turn it off. If we want to go to a cure mode here, this is going to be where we can either select both pumps to operate, or you can choose just the left pump or the right pump depending on your demands. And when you're done doing that, you can go back to your main screen. And if you want to do a manual mode or again change any of the units or check any of the alarms, you can go in on that setting and then scroll through it through that. So okay, located on this side then is also going to be outside of the hose for hydronic heating or curing or thawing. And we also have the hose for the heat transfer. Fluid is going to be the pedal for rewind. It's located here. Pull this out, set it on the ground, and then you dictate which reel you want by simply lifting this handle and moving this over, locking it in, and that'll lock in that reel. So when you hit the pedal, it rolls that reel up. All right, so for the last door we have, popping this open, this is where you're going to find your Procon pumps. These are going to be positive displacement pumps. There's a difference between positive displacement and centrifugal. This is going to work better with thicker, denser fluids. You also have the motor for the rewind for the hoses. And then on this unit, we chose, because this is a premium, completely outfitted machine, we also have the track unit, which is also the telematics system for this. So not only have a lot of the main functioning components stay the same with the engine, the alternator, and the pumps, but you can also get real easy access to do any type of maintenance to the pumps. And if you're doing any type of annual maintenance where you need to get to the burner assembly, behind this panel, this is where you're going to be able to do your clean out to push all the debris to the turbulators and then clean it out on the other side behind the Beckett burner. So again, you have another step on this side, stepping from the step to the fender for doing any type of maintenance when you're doing air testing for the heating system for this machine. So now that you have a general overview of the new HSH3000 hydronic surface heater, 3,000 lineal feet of hose, the redesign of this is going to make it more user-friendly. It's a more efficient machine, and with the different packages, you can design your machine to make it useful on your job site or as a rental machine.